We got a great show for you today here on What's Up with Shimei Cook. Donald Trump just signed an executive order trying to demolish the Department of Ed. Kayla Bailey is here with me for Hot News to discuss. And RHA President Erika Thomas and Vice President Egypt Henry is here to promote RHA Week here at Fayetteville State University. Let's get started. Time for What's Hot. Hello everyone and welcome to What's Hot. Let's get started. It's time for Hot News. Joining me today is Kayla Bailey, Miss RHA here at Fayetteville State University. Hello Kayla, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining Hot News today.
Hello Shimei, thank you so much for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's truly a pleasure to be on your show today.
Good. Well, let's get started. Last week, President Donald Trump, he signed an executive order aimed to demolish the Department of Education. The Department of Education oversees the country's $1.6 trillion in federal student loan portfolios, providing funding to low-income students and enforces civil rights across the country. Kayla, what are your thoughts on Trump, signing this executive order?
You know, it's truly like mind-boggling sometimes to think about, because when we were in elementary school and we were in middle school, these were the things we were taught of, that America was great because of things like that we have provided. It's a fair opportunity to everyone. So just knowing that was inputted kind of like a small wake-up call that we as college students, we need to keep doing and keep influencing our younger generations, because one day it might not be accessible to everyone. So we have to get our people educated now. Yeah,
I think this is the fair attack on how the government or how this administration is trying to quote unquote brainwash, the American people by enforcing, getting rid of this Department of Education. Now, just because he signed an executive order, I want to make sure the people at home know this. Just because he signed an executive order doesn't mean it can get passed, because he's on the second branch of government, which is the executive. There's a legislative, executive, and the judicial. It has to go through a court of appeals, and I doubt it would get approved because it's kind of against the Constitution in a way.
I do agree. I don't think it's going to go as far as some may think, but I also do think it's important to realize that this is put in place, and just because it's put in place, it should still be like, we should all still just be aware of it.
Yeah. Well, in other news, last week, Harvard University announced that they will be giving a free tuition for all students from families making less than $200,000. And then according to ABC News, this means about 86% of American families will qualify for the free ride to one of the world's elite universities. This deal gets even better for students and families making less than $100,000. That includes the deal qualifies free housing, free food, and free health insurance while you're at the institution. Now, what's your take on Harvard doing this? Do you think this is a good...
I want to go to Harvard. Where was this when I was applying for college? Exactly. No, but it's truly
we still love FSU.
Yes, I do. Yes. I would never be anything but a Bronco.
Yes.
Truly. But I think this is a great way to get people who don't have the means or the financial means to get a college degree, and at such an elite university.
Yeah.
But a question for you, Shimei, do you think that's going to lose or lessen its eliteness if so many people are getting into the university?
I don't think so. I think, just because you are, admitted to, just because you got to accept, you have to get accepted first. Let's get that out of the way.
Sure.
So I think Harvard is still going to have those things in place to, those qualifications. You got to have these certain grades, certain GPA, all these stuff, certain volunteer stuff. I think those are still going to be in place, but I believe that it gives people the opportunity who don't have the money to afford college, but who are still putting up, these type of numbers and grades.
Yeah.
I think that's a good initiative that they are really doing.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah. So we'll see. I know my sister, she's going into college next year.
Harvard, here she comes.
So hopefully, and she's smarter than me. So hopefully, I told her once I saw this story, apply. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Forever 21, once a leader in youth fashion retail, is set to permanently close all its U.S. stores as it files for bankruptcy for the second time. The operator of the brand's U.S. unit said on Sunday that the foreign competition from latest fast fashion rivals, rising costs, economic challenges, and evolving customer trends were to blame. For the time being, stores and the company's U.S. website will remain open as Forever 21 starts winding down operations and seeks a last-minute bidder for its assets. Kayla, will you miss Forever 21?
I think I'm going to miss the aesthetic of it all.
Okay.
Going to the mall, trying to go find something quick for Forever 21 before you go out. But I think Forever 21... sometimes I think now to the point where I grew out of it a little bit just because some of the trends or some of the things they follow are for people that are younger than me now. Mm-hmm. Now, they used to have some hidden charms in there, so I am going to be upset about that. Yeah. But for Forever 21, we are going to miss you. We are.
Yeah, I'm 21 now, so I'm done. I'm done. Forever 21 is not
That's
forever.
Not for our age group anymore, but it is still... it's kind of like just a piece of our childhood leaving at the same time.
Well, I feel like I said in the intro, you got to compete. They have to compete with Temu, TikTok Shop. They got to compete with all these people.
And their prices are just too high to compete with them.
Yeah,
so. And it's sad when you would rather wait for it to get shipped in the mail
rather than getting it right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Well, bye Forever 21. Forever is not forever anymore.
I guess not.
Yeah, I guess not. All right, in other news, Kendrick Lamar could be performing at another huge sporting event in the near future. After his halftime performance at the Super Bowl, people were buzzing, and for weeks, Lamar teased that he could be performing at the Olympics in 2028. So what's your thoughts? Do you think Kendrick Lamar can perform at the Olympics in 2028? It's going to be in L.A., so he's considered as an L.A. icon. So it's only right to do it.
Have him there as he's an LA icon. I can understand that. No, I think his unpopular opinion now. I think his Super Bowl performance was really nice. Like when you sat there and thought about the little
story
exactly.
of it. Yeah.
He's a storyteller, and what do the people want to see? A story. So I'm kind of excited for it.
Yeah.
And he's a little controversy sometimes. So
But I hope he brings out Snoop Dogg, because other LA artists, Dr. Dre and Snoop. I think that would be great if he was to do that.
I think it would make it. This is like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
We already got Lamar.
Yeah. Snoop. All right. Hot question of the day. What's the dumbest thing you did for love, KB?
Let me think. The dumbest thing I ever did for love, I guess you could say, like, this is hot. I would say, like, the dumbest thing I ever did, probably, like, trick on a boy who wasn't worth tricking for.
Explain.
Like, I show my love through gift giving, so if I like you, I'm going to want to, like, you want something, I'm going to buy you. But sometimes people aren't worth your time, so... And don't trick on nobody who doesn't trick on you.
Allegedly.
No, that's guaranteed. Yes.
Yeah.
Official. Yeah. But what's the answer? Since we don't have another co-host, I think you should answer the hot question.
The hot question. I believe. What's the dumbest thing I have ever done?
See, it's a little hard to think of.
I will say spend over $500 on a shopping spree.
Oh, see, I'm not a trick like that.
I think spending over $500 on a shopping spree. Mm-hmm. Okay, it probably wasn't $500, maybe like $300. Still, it's a lot.
Now that's key for you.
Yeah, that's what's hot.
Now
that's what's hot.
Ladies, Shimei got the money.
Well, don't say that. IRS is watching. No, I don't. No, I do not. Don't say that. All right, before we go, Fayetteville State University students are taking steps towards their future this past week. The university hosted its annual Spring Career Fair and Graduate School Fair, connecting students with potential employers and graduate schools in the surrounding areas. Here's more details. The Rudolph Jones Student Center has been transformed into a hub of opportunities as FSU hosts their Spring 2025 Career and Graduate School Fair. Hundreds of students like Kayla Jones dressed in their professional best to meet with representatives from companies like the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction, Cumberland County Schools, and the NC Works Veteran Services.
I decided to come to the career fair today because I am a graduating senior and just wanted to see any opportunities that I may have that I could possibly get from this opportunity, and just to see if it was anything STEM related.
The university's Career Services Office has been preparing students for weeks, offering resume workshops and mock interviews.
This is helping students prepare for that next step. A lot of our students are looking for internships. A lot of them are actually looking for jobs who are graduating in May of this year. And then we have a few students that are actually looking at graduate schools,
including schools like Campbell University's College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences.
Students should come to Campbell because we're a private university. We offer a lot of different programs that's definitely more hands-on, and we're definitely different than the average. We have an open door policy when it comes to our program.
With employment rates for FSU graduates continuing to rise, events like this demonstrate the university's commitment to student success beyond graduation. For more details about the career services and internships opportunities here at Fayetteville State, please go to the Career Services website. Thank you so much, KB, for coming on as guest co-host. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, no problem. We shall be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Fayetteville State University has been a cornerstone of education in our community since 1867. Behind the scenes is a dedicated team that works to preserve the rich history of this HBCU. We recently had a chance to take a tour inside the university's archive department to see how they are doing just that. On the fourth floor of the Charles W. Chestnut Library sits the captured history of Fayetteville State University. Nicole Young St. Leon, who is an archives technician and an alumni of FSU, explains how her job is important for the university's legacy.
I knew the importance of preserving the legacy of our school's history, and being a proud Bronco alumni in the class of 2021, I knew that we needed to definitely start to transition forward to more of a digital component as well.
With help of students like Ziana Peterkins, the archives department works to digitize things like past university events, speeches, and pageants.
Something I'll say I can take away is knowledge, because before I did not know a lot about this school until I joined archives and saw pictures and things like that, history.
Some of that history was exclusively shown to us, and it included the passport of former head of FSU, Ezekiel Ezra Smith, who didn't just leave an impact on FSU.
He actually was responsible for school being built in Liberia, for getting the post office settled in Liberia.
Showcasing the true motto of FSU, res non verba, deeds, not words. If you would like to visit the university's archives, they are located on the fourth floor of the Chestnut Library. We shall be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Our guest today is the Vice President and President of the Residence Hall Association. Give it up for Egypt Henry and Erika Thomas. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Thank you so much. So, first of all, it's Women's History Month. I want to appreciate you guys for your greatness on campus. Okay, let's get that out of the way. But what is one woman in your life that has impacted your life, to make you who the woman you are today? Egypt.
I would probably say my mom and my grandma, they had a really huge impact on my life. They instilled a lot of strong core values, a lot of leadership, a lot of responsibility in me at a young age. So I would say those are the two most important women in my life.
What about you, Erika?
I'll also say my mom. She shaped what I wanted to do as a career, as being a nurse, following her footsteps. People say I act just like her, so characteristics. So that's my mom.
Okay, all right. So what made you guys want to come to FSU? Let's start with Erika. What made you want to come to FSU for college?
I actually applied the last day it was due.
Really?
Yes. It was my friend Yasmin.
Okay.
We was on a trip to South Carolina to some kind of barbecue like cookout. And she was like, "Oh, I'm going to FSU." And I was like, "Oh, okay." She told me about the tuition. I looked into it, and I seen the nursing program, and I was like, "Okay, I can apply. If I get in, I get in. If I don't, I don't."
Yeah.
And that just really did it for me with my friend.
Egypt?
I might be dating myself a little bit, but I actually came on a tour to FSU my senior year of high school, and I fell in love with the campus. I felt right at home. I felt like it was close enough for me to travel back and forth to home, but far enough away to feel like I was finding my own grounding and being able to become a responsible young adult. I did take some time to go to community college, and then I ended up coming back to FSU because that's the first place that gave me that sense of belonging outside of being at home.
All right. So what made you choose your major? Why did you want to do nursing, Erika?
To piggyback on the first question, my mom. I've been around nurses my whole life, so age 5, going to my mom's job, sitting in the lobby, just seeing the interactions with the nurses and patients that made me fall in love with nursing.
Now, those science and math classes are a headache, aren't they?
Yes, patho. You don't even want to know about patho.
Egypt, what's your major, and what made you want to choose that major?
My major is business administration. I chose business because I've always been very business minded.
Okay.
I love to know the inner workings of how a business is ran, how to supervise, how to lead. So I've always, taken a strong liking to being a leader. So learning about business has always been at the forefront of my mind.
Now, you are vice president of RHA, student leadership, Big Ten organization here at Fayetteville State. What made you want to get into student leadership, student, government, as you guys here, as the Residence Hall VP and President, Erika?
When I came here, my high school didn't have no sports, no organization. So when I came here,
that's
like
a boring high school.
it was based on health science or military. It was
my gosh.
It was very strict. So when I came here, I didn't really have an interest in student leader, but then I realized that I needed some certain characteristics that I need to put inside and build. So I was like, let me find that in student leadership, and that's where it begun.
Egypt?
I would say, surprisingly, it was actually our advisor, Mr. Coley. Mr. Coley was, shout out to Mr. Coley. He was the person that actually first presented me with the opportunity to become an RA.
Okay.
As a transfer student, I was trying to, find my way, get acclimated, and he did give me that opportunity for that leadership role, which then developed into asking me about my interest in Residence Hall Association and rebranding that organization. So I took a liking to it because I've always been active in something. I was a student athlete in high school, and now I'm a student leader, so it's all the same thing.
What did you play?
I actually cheered for all 4 years of high school.
Wow.
And I played softball, so.
Oh, why you play here? It's a different lifestyle.
It's a different lifestyle. It's a different lifestyle.
Different lifestyle. All right, so what things have you guys learned as being in your position? This year has been, I think, a good revamping year for RHA. What things have you guys learned? Egypt, I'll start with you.
I would say one thing that we have learned this year alone has been understanding the inner workings of how to keep the momentum going for a new organization.
Yeah.
I'll say, we are in a revamping year with RHA. And sometimes it's hard to keep students engaged in leadership roles and those things. So we have worked really hard to make sure that we can retain members, keep them engaged, but also provide them with opportunities to lead in their own right, but also to understand what student leadership is and how much of an impact it has on the community.
Erika, what about you? What have you learned about RHA?
For RHA, Being different. Like all the organizations kind of do like the same thing. Try to be different and actually do events within your organization. So like actually implementing events for residence hall instead of like doing something for like trying to bring students into FSU. So actually doing events based on your organization.
Now, you know, RHA week is is this week. You know, what do you guys have in store for students here at Fayetteville State, and you know, what should people be on the lookout for?
I would say primarily for RHA week, we have a whole week lineup. It's something to do just about every day. So we want students to tune in and engage with those things. I know we have a community service initiative on Tuesday. I know Kayla was on the show earlier. So her Royal Court will be hosting an event on Tuesday where we will come around and take out the trash for residential students. On Wednesday, for Fried Chicken Wednesday, we'll have an ice cream social right outside of the cafeteria. Thursday is our main event. Thursday is our baby. We've poured our heart and our soul and our time into it. And money. But Thursday, we are bringing the block together. We are bringing the communities together. We want all students to come from University Place Apartments to Harris Hall to McLeod. We want everyone to feel engaged and feel included. But we also want to bring back that sense of Family State University. And as RHA, that is our job to do so. And then on Friday, we will be having our dorm Olympics where they'll battle against one another and take home that trophy because, you know, everything is about bragging rights.
Yeah, it really is.
Everything is about bragging rights. And I know recently the West Campus just won the basketball tournament. So what better way to take another win home? So
there's a lot of guys in the West Campus.
A lot of guys. So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I appreciate it, Egypt, Henry, and Erika Thomas. For more information about RHA Week, you can follow them on Instagram at FayState_RHA. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. In honor of Women's History Month, today's Hot Spotlight is going to the first female chancellor of Fayetteville State University, Dr. Thelma Jane T.J. Bryan. Dr. Bryan was named the 10th Chief Executive Officer of FSU and was the first African-American woman appointed as head of a University of North Carolina institution. Bryan introduced 10 new academic programs, Cross Creek Early College High School, and collaborated with the city on the building of Fire Station number 14 to complement the new fire science program at FSU. She was in office from 2003 to 2007. We honor your greatness, Dr. Bryan. We'll be right back.